At his swearing in a little more than 6 months ago, Miami's newest mayor, Francis Suarez, laid out his plans to address the city's biggest issues. At the top of his agenda are plans to address the city's transportation woes, sea level rise, and affordable housing needs. But it is the recent and continued gun violence in Miami that's drawn concern from residents and politicians alike, including the new mayor, who says he's committed to engaging communities to end the violence once and for all. Here to share more is Mayor of the City of Miami, Francis Suarez. Mr. Mayor, great to have you with us.
It's wonderful to be here, Pam.
So we have a lot of priorities that you've laid out that you would like to tackle for the next 4 years. But before we get to all of those, let's talk about that issue of gun violence. You recently wrote an op-ed in the Herald agreeing with an editorial that basically called gun violence in our community one of the biggest problems there is. So how can we tackle that?
Well, one of the ways that I've been focusing on trying to tackle it and reduce it is through the use of technology. A few years ago, I brought to Miami a device called ShotSpotter, which is a gunfire detection system. That, in combination with increasing our patrolling force by about 70%, led to a decline of about 35% in our homicide rate over about a 3-year period, which was a significantly a good result. Unfortunately, we had a very, very bad end of last year and a very bad start to this year, which culminated in a tragedy, or a couple of tragic events in our Liberty Square housing project in the city of Miami, where 4 kids were shot, 2 were killed by 26 bullets. The week after, a 4-year-old was killed about a block away in the same project. So it was a very difficult 10 days for me as mayor. And it's been much better 2 months since then because we put into place a lot of measures to try to deal with this issue.
So you really do think at some point we could get to, because you mentioned in that op-ed, no homicides. That's a tall order. That would be wonderful if that does happen.
Well, you know, that's the goal. And I think you have to dream big. You have to have goals. And I don't think we would have reduced our homicide rate by 35% over a 3-year period if we weren't pushing the envelope. We've got 3 goals this year. One is to reduce our homicide rate by at least 5%. To increase our clearance rate, which is the rate at which we solve homicides, by 75%. And the third goal is to continue to make progress in some of our neediest neighborhoods, like Liberty Square.
Let's talk about your police department for a moment. They've taken some heat lately. Mentioning that Liberty Square incident, they arrested 2 gentlemen that they said were for that shooting, and then said they weren't and let them go. We also have a police officer who is now suspended with pay for kicking a handcuffed suspect. That was, and there are some who are saying he should be suspended but without pay. So there's been a lot of criticism there. You have a new police chief, Jorge Colina. How confident are you in your police chief?
I'm very confident. I think we've got the best police chief in the country. And for me, you know, unfortunately, incidents are going to happen. I'm more concerned about how do we react to those incidents. I was very, very impressed by the way the chief reacted when the officer inappropriately kicked or tried to kick the person that was on the ground, already restrained. And he suspended the person immediately. The suspension with pay versus without pay issue is something that I also spoke out about. I really do think that in an era where there's camera evidence and video evidence of what has occurred, the suspension without pay is a little bit outdated. I think when there's clear incidents like the one that we saw on camera. So I'm in favor of trying to modify that for the future. But he did the most that he could do given the circumstances that he had. The other incident, I'm also really impressed with his integrity, because sometimes you do make a mistake. And the fact of the matter is he came out immediately and said, you know what, we made a mistake and no one's perfect. And he released the people right away. So once he was able to confirm that there wasn't a verified alibi, he took action immediately.
Let's talk about the Pottinger consent decree. It was just in the paper recently, and that has to deal with how the city of Miami and the police department specifically deal with the homeless. So talk about that for a moment. Why do you believe that it should be overturned?
So Pottinger is something that only the city of Miami out of 34 municipalities in Dade County has to abide by, which means that 33 other municipalities and the county don't have to abide by it. We have about 66% of the homeless in the county, in the city of Miami. We recently, when I was commissioner, got a relaxation or a modification of Pottinger. And I think that because the community has spent so much money on the Homeless Trust, I think we spend about $50 million annually, and we've reduced the homeless population in this community by about 90% since the Homeless Trust was established. I think it's a good moment for us to reanalyze the Pottinger decision in light of all those other realities, and in light of the fact that, of course, the downtown community is thriving. And while we want to respect the dignity and the rights of the homeless, we also have to protect the dignity and the rights of the residents that are living in that area.
Because the Pottinger decree doesn't allow for the city of Miami to take homeless outside of the city limits, correct, to shelters outside, and you're saying that should be changed.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a variety of limitations that are not imposed or implemented by any other city. And so the question is, why do we have an unlevel playing field? Why does the city have all these requirements that other cities don't have? It creates a huge disadvantage, and I think it's part of the reason why 66% of all homeless in the county, I mean, we're only 1/6 of the population, about 18% of the total population, but we have 66% of the homeless population.
All right, let's talk about some of your priorities, the things you want to tackle. Transportation, you were really happy recently that trolley service has been extended throughout the city of Miami. You tweeted about that. Talk about that.
Well, one of the things we're doing is when I first got elected, we extended the trolley to the north to Little Haiti, and now we're connecting it to the Flagami area, which is the western boundary. And so what we're doing with that western Flagami trolley is we're connecting it to the Miami Intermodal Center, which connects directly to downtown and to the Metro Rail. So we're connecting our trolley system to the Metro Rail system. The second thing that we did, which was a big win, other than the Brightline station, which is something that I supported as a commissioner, is we're doing a demonstration project right between Midtown and the Design District, where we're going to have Tri-Rail actually do commuter rail to that stop. And so for the first time, we're actually going to have expanded mass transit connecting the northern part of the city to downtown. So two very exciting wins for the citizens of the city of Miami in a very short period of time.
All right, talk about sea level rise. That's been something that you've talked a lot about with Mayor Gelber on Miami Beach and with Mayor Jimenez in the county.
And they've been great partners. We can't deal with this existential threat to our city without Miami Beach and without Miami-Dade County. What we're seeing is, irrespective of how you feel about sea level rise, we're seeing climatic phenomenon today that are impacting our quality of life. We see a king tide flooding. We see storm surge from hurricanes that will sometimes reach 4 and 5 blocks into the city. And we see what they call rain bombs or very intense rains that overwhelm our drainage capacity.
Which you've had recently.
Which we've had in the last few weeks. So we're dealing with all those phenomenon. My predecessor, Mayor Tomas Regalado, led on the creation of a Miami Forever bond, which the self-tax that the citizens approved to spend $400 million, but $200 million of which will go to a series of resiliency initiatives to make sure that Miami is around forever for my son and daughter.
Which a brand new baby girl, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We're quickly running out of time. I want you to talk about tech.
Yes.
You're really into tech and bringing those tech jobs to the city. Talk about that.
Well, I think that we're living in a tech economy. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to a U.S. Conference of Mayors soon to Boston. And every time I go there and I meet with leaders from other cities, we are all trying to get into that tech ecosystem because we know that to provide the promise of prosperity to our children, no matter where they live in the city, we have to make sure that we're creating the kind of jobs that are going to be sustainable for the future. And for me, that is all tech-based. So the fact that Amazon, within my first 6 months, put us in the top 20, to me is a huge victory. Hopefully we get into the next round, and of course, hopefully we win that competition.
And quickly, how proud is your father of you, former mayor of Miami as well?
We're proud of each other. He was the first Cuban-born mayor of Miami, and I'm the first Miami-born mayor of Miami. So pretty cool.
Very exciting. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for being here. We really appreciate it. We'll have to have you back.
Anytime.
And do you have a comment about the topics we discussed with Mayor Suarez today? We'd love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts via an email. Go to our Facebook page @YourSouthFL. You can always send us a video or a message about topics impacting you and your community. We always look forward to hearing from you.